All right, we are now talking about surface area. So when we talk about surface area, I think of two examples. The first example I think of is wrapping paper. Just think about how much wrapping paper you would need to cover something, and that's kind of a surface area problem, right? The other thing I think about is paint. Think about how much paint it would take to cover something. So you're thinking about just the surface of things. So when you're talking about surface area, it's basically a composite area problem. So you're finding a bunch of different areas and you're adding them together and you're figuring out what you got. So the first one we're going to look at is rectangular prisms. And here's the thing. They got another one of these formulas, right? Now, for the cylinder, when we do that in the next video, we'll need to use this formula. But for this, we really don't need this formula. And the reason we don't need it is because most people approach surface area from a more holistic view where they kind of build it from the ground up as they do it. So let's do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move some of these numbers around. So if that's 3, this is 3, this will be 2, this is also 2, and then this is 4, and this would be 4. So what we want to think about here is we want to think about how many different kinds of surfaces do we have. So when I'm looking at this, all right, and I'm gonna, now that I've done that, I'm actually gonna erase these, all right? So looking at this, let's start with this face. So the very face, it looks like it is a 4 by 3, right? Because this would be 4, this would be 3. So you have 4 times 3, and this would be 12, right? So the face is 12. And then if you think about it, you have two of them. You have the one in front, and then you have the one that's in the back, right? So you've got two faces that are at 12. Okay, next, let's do the top and the bottom. All right, so the top and the bottom are going to be the same because it's a box, and they're both 4 by 2. So if the top is 8, right, the bottom's 8. So you have two that are at 8. And I got 8 because 4 times 2, it gives you 8. 4 was here and the 2 is here. All right, and then you have your ends. In your ends, it looks like your height is 3. It looks like your depth is 2, right? How far it goes. So 3 times 2 is 6. And that's end, and then that other end that I'm writing, it looks like I'm writing it on the face, but meant to be on the end. So you have two of them at 6. So really, that's kind of all there is to this. 2 times 12 is 24. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 6 is 12. 24 and 16 is 40. And then 14 and 12 is 52. And it would be 52, square feet, because it's a measure of area. An area is a square measure. All right, so you kind of figure out what the surface of this is, and when you're dealing with rectangular prisms, most of the time, if it's not a composite shape, if it's a straight up shape like this, you are going to have 3 different size areas to figure out, and you'll have 2 of each, usually. All right, let's look at another one. So we got a length, right? Let's do this in black. Got a length of 7.8. Got a height of 9, and then we have, oh, it's going to make the whole thing go away. That's one thing I don't like about this eraser. And then the width is kind of shallow, and it's just 3.4. Goes up like that, and obviously I didn't draw this to scale. This box would be a lot taller than this. But so if you're looking at this, right? So let's do the face first. Let's do the front face. The front face is going to be 9 times 7.8, right? And then you're going to have 2 of those, right? And then the next face, if we do the top, right? The top, so this is 7.8 as well. And then we'll take that 3.4 and run that up here. So the top is going to be 7.8 times 3.4. And that's also including the bottom, right? The bottom's the same thing. So you have 2 of those. And then you have your sides. And your sides are 9 by 3.4. So really, all you got to do for these, and I'm actually going to do this on a calculator where you can't see it, and I apologize, but it just takes too long. So 9 times 7.8 is 70.2, right? And then I'm going to multiply that by 2, and that's going to give me 140.4. And I multiplied it by 2 because there's 2 of each. All right, let's see. The 7.8 times 3.4 gives me 26.52. We're going to multiply that by 2, and that gives me 53.04. Got like a lot of 04 going on here. And then we have 9 times 3.4 is 30.6. And then 30.6 times 2 is going to give me, I want to say 61.2, but yeah, 61.2. All right, so I'm going to add 61.2 to 53.04, and then to 140. Oh, that's just 0.4. That's not 0.04. What was I talking about? All right, so then you wind up with 254.64, and this is in meters, and it would be in squared meters. And that's, if you think about this, 9 meters high is approximately, that's between 25 and 30 feet high, right? Because I always think of a meter as like a yard. 9 yards is 27 feet. So it's pretty huge. I don't know what this is they're describing, but it's big. All right, so we got 254.64 square meters for our surface area. All right, let's look at this last problem. All right, this is kind of an interesting problem. A cabinet 6 feet high, so it's 6 feet. It's 3 feet wide. All right, it's 2 feet long, and then it's 3 feet wide. Right. So this is my cabinet. Okay. We could say, maybe there's a door there or whatever. Okay, the entire outside surface of the cabinet is being painted except for the bottom, and that's because the bottom is on the ground. All right, so what is the surface area of the cabinet that's being painted? So let's think about what we have. So we're going to have the top, then we're going to have the sides, right? There's 2 of those. And then we're going to have the front, and we're going to have the back. Okay, so the top is going to be, take this 3, transfer that up there, and let's take this 2. So the top is going to be 3 times 2, right, which gives us 6. The sides are 3 times 6, because remember your height, right? So your depth, you're 3 feet wide, right? And you're 6, if I did this right. So 3 times 6 gives me 18, right? And there's 2 of them, right? So you get 18, we'll say times 2, so that gives me 36 for that. And then your front is going to be 6 times 2, and your back is also going to be 6 times 2, right? So front is 6 times 2, back is 6 times 2. So each of these you get 12. So you wind up with 6 plus 12 plus 12, and then we'll put that 36 in here. So 6 plus 12 is 18. 18 plus 12 is 30. And then 30 plus 36 is 66. So 66 squared feet, if I drew this correctly. Thinking about this, it says 3 feet wide. So I'm wondering if this is supposed to be 3 feet wide and 2, but I guess it doesn't matter. They didn't say anything about it. So it should work up being the same thing. So 66 square feet. Again, pictures are the way to go on these, and I hope you use them. So hope this helps with you guys.